Thank you for tuning into this broadcast of Mavericks Baseball. First pitch will be at 7:05 Mountain Time. 7:05 Mountain Time. Stay tuned.
The Mavericks will be joined today by the U10 AAA All-Star team. Batting first, the center fielder number 9, David Salguero, and following him will be Cade Mock. Batting second, the shortstop number 4, Louis Conjura, and joining him will be Dryden Dick Lindsay. Catching today, batting third, number 25, Colton Wright, and joining him will be Dylan Abinson. Batting fourth and playing second base, number 8, Blake Rollett, and following him will be Grady Ford. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 31, Chris Caffrey, and accompanying him, Jackson Bolt. The designated hitter for tonight's game, number 5, Rock Jordan, and joining him will be Jordan Watts. Playing right field, batting seventh, number 1, Chris Rodriguez, and accompanying him, Macy Carrier. Playing first, number 20, Frank Bodkel, and joining him, Matthew Getz. Rounding up the batting order for the Mavericks, number 18, playing left field, Jackson Hogan, and joining him, Ryler Stirrup. And today's starting pitcher, number 19, Aaron Gardner, and joining him, Talon Crawford and Samuel Hines. Your Medicine Hat Mavericks. Coaches for the Mavericks, Michael Thompson, assistants Andrew Murphy, Kyle Swanick, owner Greg Morrison. Backwoods for today, Nathan Peters and Madden Hubin. All right, fans, could you please stand, remove your hats, and join Victoria Filbert in the singing of O Canada. To direct your attention to the pitcher's mound. And we welcome 5-year-old Weston Hasselbeck to throw the first pitch, accompanied by his papa, John Atkinson, co-owner of Budget Blinds Medicine Hat. Today's conditions at game day, 28 degrees right now in Medicine Hat. Mostly cloudy, winds east-southeast, 8 kilometers an hour. Chance of some thunderstorms maybe later on tonight, we'll see, but not during the game. Today's umpiring crew behind the plate, John Smead. On first, Clint
I can tell I'm
Cantello,
radio to somebody.
and third base, Ron Schucha.
Because I used to have keys, but I don't anymore. I'd let you in. Can you maybe somebody let chat into the other side?
I don't have a key.
Just radio somebody.
We get someone to unlock the press box side for the cameraman on Greg's side there with the press box. Yeah, girl.
And welcome to tonight's matchup. Some WNBL action coming at you. Medicine Hat Mavericks versus the Lethbridge Bulls. Tonight's starting pitcher for the Mavericks is number 19, the Emmett, Oklahoma native Aaron Garner.
Your real estate needs for over 17 years. Angela Colodi and Royal.
Garner with 5 starts, 5 wins on the season.
Let's pick one, buddy. Now you want to go in right away? Well, you don't
30 hits against, 18 strikeouts. Sorry, 15 strikeouts on, or 18, sorry, on the season, and currently sports a 3.55 ERA. And up to bat for the Lethbridge Bulls, number 16, Ryan Pools.
Ryan Pools, the second baseman.
Pools so far on the season, batting .242.
Beer for the next 10 minutes. Pools, our beer, budget blinds beer batter.
Just a little field adjustment here before first pitch, as that first baseline really likes to clog up before the game when they use the sprinklers. Not enough time to evaporate. So pitcher Jared Libke was out there filling it in with some dirt for the field, and him and coach Andrew Murphy out there just filling it in, making sure that the ball gets a good hop off of that first base corner.
Didn't play it. They got rained out. Yeah.
They canceled the game at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, it was too wet.
And like I said before, number 16, Ryan Pools up to bat. And the first pitch to Pools from Garner in there for a strike. Starting the day off right. And the 0-1. In there for strike 2 on the outside. And he is tonight's beer batter. That makes him 2/3 of the way there to $1 off beer for 10 minutes for everybody at Athletic Park, as he fouls that one off, keeping himself alive. And 1-2 now. That one popped up into center. Underneath it will be Salguero at the track for the first out.
Running catch there for Salguero. Out of center field, brings to the plate the designated hitter number 5, Dylan Flash.
And Dylan Flash up to bat, hitting just over 300 this season, batting .301. And the first pitch to Flash, way inside. The 1-0 from Garner. In there for strike one. Flash, an Alberta kid from Lloydminster, Alberta. As he pops that one up into the deep infield. And underneath that is Louis Kandura for the second out.
Brings to the plate the first baseman, number 4, Alex Bishop.
And Alex Bishop steps up, sporting a pretty good batting average to this point. Batting .361. That one hit just into shallow right field, even with the shift there by Blake Rowlett playing deep in the infield there. It's going to be a single for Bishop and the first base runner of the day for Lethbridge. Bringing up Jesse Hilliard. That one, again, into right field, and that's going to be fair. And they're just hitting those bloopers into right in front of Rodriguez. Just can't get to him. Runners at the corners now with 2 out.
The left fielder, number 12, Brett Semenek.
And that brings up Brett Semenek, who's batting fairly well to this point in the season, .320. And the first pitch to him, a strike. Garner delivers the 0-1. That one hit into right center field, and that's going to score a run here for the Bulls in the top of the first inning.
The first run of the game was brought to you by 2020 Vision.
And runners at first and second now after that RBI single by Brett Semenek. Brings up number 24, Carter Whitback, the catcher tonight.
The catcher, number 24, Carter Whitback. Boom, boom, boom. 3 hits and a run.
That one is going to be right down the middle to Whitbeck. That one in there on the outside is Aaron Gardner, 0-2 now. 0-2 count. Runners at first and second as the Lethbridge Bulls have a 1-0 lead. And the hit and run situation there as
just a reminder, fans,
Hilliard was taken off.
The playing field at any time. So make sure you're paying attention to the game. Parents, make sure your kids are arm's length away.
And he's going to third, and that's going to be just overthrown to Chris Caffrey. I'm not sure that he could find that one.
Wrong side of the bag.
Would you give him the stone base to third, or
no? That's an error.
E2
so error
on.
Gets him in and to third.
So that guy to third, other guy in?
Yeah, that's an error. But there's one. Like, there's an E with no stat, right?
No, that's a stat E.
One is the stat E. The other one, they'll ask you why you got it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, error, no stat.
Come on, stay with it. Bulls scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There was one Maverick error and one left on after a half inning.
What was that?
Bulls with an early lead here, 2-0.
What was that play? Was that a ground out?
Yeah. 5-3.
And after that inning, the Lethbridge Bulls have, after that half the inning, should I say, the Lethbridge Bulls have the 2-0 lead on 3 hits, 1 error by the Mavericks committed. Due up for the Mavericks is number 9, David Salguero. Starting pitcher tonight for the Lethbridge Bulls is number 20, Wesley Moore. You're watching Mavericks Baseball, and I'm Percy McDonald. We'll be back right after this.
Blended blinds. Ladies, call the guys at Blended Blinds to arrange the best blind date. The center fielder, number 9, David Salguero.
And David Salguero up now. He's very hot to this point in the season, batting .392, which is the top batting average for the Mavericks. And the first pitch of the day, as he looks like he's going to step off the mound, try to readjust before the first pitch from him. Wesley Moore delivers. And that one's outside for ball 1. That one's in there for the first strike to Salguero. Evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Now one hit, just a blooper into center field. That's a leadoff single for David Salguero to start off the Mavericks. That brings up number 4, Louis Candura.
The shortstop, number 4, Louis Candura. What's that? Yeah, there is at the end there. She got it in there. See? She snuck it in. You can't see that.
Set. Candura second on the Mavericks in hits. Currently has 40 hits to this point in the season. And he slaps down the bunt. Trying to turn on the wheels.
Oh, yeah, that's a big hit.
And he has himself a bunt single.
I like that.
Runners at first and second now for number 25, Colton Wright.
25, Colton Wright.
Wright, the player of the game on Sunday afternoon's game, versus the Fort Mac Giants. He went 3 for 4 in that game.
That ritual, eh? Oh, another ritual coming in.
He warms up.
It's a better feel for the ball.
That one in the dirt, and both runners going to be off as that one catcher just couldn't find it after he blocked it behind the plate. Would that be wild pitch or fastball?
It bounced in there. So.
Wild pitch?
Yeah.
Any snacks or drinks?
Oh, yes.
Okay, Miss Ryan, what am I getting?
I don't know. You might have to write it out. Have a pad?
You got a pen?
I got lots of pens. I'm hungry. What do I want?
That one in there for a strike to Colton Wright. 1-1 now.
I don't think so. We have cheese, pepperoni, Hawaiian.
Yeah, I'll go with pepperoni and a Mountain Dew.
I'll buy for you.
You are?
Yes. Just pay attention. You got I don't know what you do.
That's all it is.
Pepperoni
and Mountain Dew.
and a Mountain Dew. Okay. Get me.
And the 1-1 pitch from Wesley Moore on the outside for ball 2. 2-1 now.
A water and an iced tea. Marty, what is that? How much is that?
I don't know how much pizza is.
Okay.
$5.75.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
5.75?
Yeah, it'll still work.
5.75 times 2.
Yeah, and it's still water and an iced tea.
Water, iced tea.
Perfect. That's good. Yeah, that'll work.
Thirsty?
I'm good.
You know Greg's across the
I'm not
Oh
sure.
my goodness, he does have
Is it cool there? I know.
I'm
it
just
doesn't
gonna sit
really,
here for like 2 minutes.
doesn't really do anything in here because the windows are open, but just
Yeah,
a
but
little
just
bit.
like
Actually, you can feel a little bit.
A little bit.
stand here
Yes,
for
you can.
When I walked in
I
there,
know.
they said pure ice on me.
I know.
It was awesome.
Oh,
I turned it
that's a
on.
huge dragonfly.
That's pretty cool. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Marty.
I'm just gonna sit here and for a little bit. Okay. Chicken Greg.
Hey, is Brian Arthur? Is he in Greg's box there?
Who?
Brian Arthur. He's a player, former. I'm not.
Don't know if she'd known. That one struck out for Colton Wright.
I just see if Brian Arthur's in there. Yeah.
And that's the first out for the Mavericks with runners at third and second now.
The second baseman, number 8, Blake Rowland.
That brings up Blake Rowlett, who is second on this team in batting average, batting .378 to this point. Also has the most hits for the Mavericks with 42. Along with that 42, he has 20 RBIs, and he's still the most walked person on the team with 26 walks to this point in the season. And the 1-0 from Moore. That one swung on, grounded the second baseman, and Blake Rowlett does his job with the RBI.
Roll it with an RBI, scoring Salguero. Brings to the plate, number 31, Chris Caffrey.
And Rowlett gets the RBI there. And that's going to bring up number 31, Chris Caffrey. Batting an even .333 to this point. That one hit down to the first baseman. That one's hot, but he's still going to get it for the third out.
Mavericks get
3 unassisted there for Chris Caffrey. 1 run on 2 hits for the Mavericks. After a full inning here at the end of the first, Bulls lead 2-1. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back for the second inning right after this. That brings up number 15, Blake McDonald.
Starting off for the Lethbridge Bulls in the top of the first inning, second inning, number 15, Blake McDonald.
So far to this point of the season, batting .276. And swung on for strike 2. 0-2 quick here in the top of the second inning. Now 1 outside. 1-2. That one swung on into left field, and it's just going to be foul. Made good contact, but just couldn't find the right location. Still a 2-2 count. That one fouled off, keeping himself alive at 2-2. And Blake McDonald has himself a full count. That one popped up.
What's up, fans? Foul Foul ball
into
coming
foul
right.
territory, out of play. And to start off this inning, Blake McDonald walked.
Brings to the plate the shortstop, number 3, Darius Carter.
And that brings up Darius Carter, batting .260 on the season. And coach
Leaning at the mound.
Kyle Swanek out there, pitching coach Kyle Swanek out there to talk to Aaron Garner.
You know, I don't think those All-Star jerseys have changed since I played. Those ones those kids wear. I don't think they've changed since I played. The hats have been the same and everything.
Same as when I was coaching.
They've been they've been
Oh,
like 20
you're
years.
awesome. You're awesome, girl.
There's napkins for pizza.
Good. Good job.
Thank you.
And the 0-0 to Darius Carter here.
$70.
2, 4, 6.
And that one, a foul. That one's in play. That's going to be fair. And unlucky there for Darius Carter as he went to go duck on that one, and it just went off his bat and into play. Heads up play by Chris Caffrey to get the out.
Is he also making that later on? If you need anything?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's just.
That's a sack play.
Number 22, the center fielder, Brock Frenzel.
And Brock Frenzel up. The reason he's batting in the 9 spot here is not sporting a great average to this point. 156. What doesn't mean he doesn't have production.
Yeah, I think
He has 15 RBIs on 16 hits. On 2 stolen bases. That one swung on for strike.
No problem, buddy. Now I got my shirt.
And as Medicine Hat News, Sean Rooney just tweeted, definitely a weird play alert, as that last one, very unfortunate for Darius Carter. That's why they teach you in Little League, always bring your bat with you when you're stepping out or ducking from a ball.
But he did his job. He moved the guy over.
I want to see someone tee off on the back hole.
That's a good target.
Aim for the back hole, win the prize.
How is that TJ's piece? Is it good?
No doubt.
And the 2-1 from Garner. That one swung on, and Podkol's going to play that at first, as that was just a soft line out. And that brings up the top of the order beer batter for tonight's game, number 16, Ryan Pools.
Today's Budget Blinds beer batter, number 16, Ryan Pujols.
If he strikes out tonight, $1 off beer for 10 minutes for everybody here at Athletic Park.
Call Don at Budget Blinds to book the best blind date ever. Budget Blinds beer batter. Oh, check the bat.
That one just sawed him off there.
Too much speed.
And he has himself a new twig. That one in there for strike 2. And Garner steps off. Recollect himself here. That one swung on for strike 3. And the beer batter strikes out. And fans here at Athletic Park hustling down the stairs to get their $1 off beer. And that does it for that top half of the second inning. Due up for the Mavericks in the bottom of the second is number 5, Rock Jordan. You're watching Mavericks baseball. Stay tuned for more.
Hitter number 5, Rock Jordan.
That brings up Rock Jordan, designated hitter tonight. Just batting under 300, 296 to this point in the season. And the nothing from Moore as Jordan takes a big cut. It's going to be 0-1.
I don't like the pizza like scorching. Really way off.
I like when pizza's like this. The cheese is just hard enough that it doesn't fall off.
And that one in there to Rock. 0-2 now. That one way outside is the breaking ball, maybe trying to catch him swinging.
Don't have these injured order today.
Oh, no. Rock Jordan. Oh, I should change that. Rock should be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Because Kimmy gave me 2 lineups.
I'm looking at point.
Yeah, sorry. Rock should be there. Number 5. It's Rock Jordan.
That one gonna hit Rock Jordan right in the lower back.
Yeah. And then number 18.
And our leadoff hitter is on base. As that brings up number 1, Chris Rodriguez now. Batting 285 on the season.
Number 1, Chris Rodriguez.
Very consistent hitter over this past weekend. Had a very good time at the plate versus Fort McMurray. Looking to continue it here against Lethbridge.
Yes, please. 1.
As that one outside for ball 1. And that one checks Jordan at first, but nothing doing there.
I don't have a phone to tell him I depleted you know.
And Rodriguez hits that one right back to the pitcher. As they're going to get the runner at second, but not prevent a runner from getting to second as the throw by the second baseman just thrown on the ground.
E6.
That was E4.
Whatever. One or the other.
Doesn't matter really.
Yeah, no, it was the shortstop. There.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it was.
Second baseman picked up the ball.
The first baseman, number 20, Frank Podkol.
That brings up Frank Podkol now with one out as the first pitch to him is a strike. And the 2-1. That one popped up. So it looks like it's going to be out of play. Oh, and 2 now. Just tuned into our ball game here. It's 2-1 for the Lethbridge Bulls in the bottom of the second inning. That one outside, maybe trying to make him chase. Just going to have the count to 1-2.
What? No time.
And again, just outside. Evens up the count now at 2-2.
Cool off a little bit, Marty.
And then I'm going out. How's the game going?
That one fouled out of play. Still 2-2.
It's going.
2-1.
Yeah, we might have a chance to.
Are we going to playoffs, Beckmark?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
currently
we'll be
in-
in the top 4.
Yeah, we're
Oh, you need a top 4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
top 4.
Will we
needs it.
hosting playoffs?
No, we will not. We're probably either going to finish 3rd or 4th. So
So we don't have
we
playoffs?
we will have games, but the question is how many games will be here, right?
That's where we are right now. We're top 4 making playoffs.
Okay.
Right, so the
I'm
first
trying to
series
figure out if I have to work
it's
during
out of 5, right?
hosting
The series is
games
out of
this
5.
week. So you figure that out first, and then tell me.
Well, you probably won't know until last week of July. Full count now to Frank Podkol. Full count with 1 out. And Podkol has himself a walk.
Podkol on.
Runners at first and second now for the Mavericks. That brings up number 18, Jackson Hoagie.
The left fielder, number 18, Jackson Hoagie.
And the 0-0 from Moore to Hoagie. As that pitch a little too high at the letters. 1-0. That one in there at the belt. 1-1 now. That one popped up. Foul just over our heads here in the booth.
Just a reminder, fans, foul ball is going to be taken into the souvenir shack for $2 Mavericks bucks to be used for the concession and souvenir clothing.
That one fouled off, keeping himself alive here. Hoagie still has himself a 1-2.
Hoagie doesn't look like there's much to him.
No. He's tall. And that one in there. Hit Hoagie. And that's going to bring us to the top of the order. David Salguero now with loaded bases.
For the top of the order, number 9, David Salguero. Different. That was different. With it being timed and everything, right? Just what the doctor ordered.
And a mound visit here for Lethbridge. And loaded bases here for David Salguero. That one hit into right center field, and it's going to be in there. And David Salguero has himself an RBI single.
RBI single for Salguero.
And he ties the game at 2-2 now in the bottom of the second with only one out.
And that brings to the plate their shortstop number 4, Louis Ganjura.
And a big swing by Kanjura for a strike.
Swinging for something.
One and one now. That one close, but not going to be in there. It's too far outside. That one on the inside. Kanjura has himself a really good hitter's count right now, 3-1.
You want
That one swung on for strike 2.
Right? One or the other, right?
Different ground ball.
And that's a walk for Katanjura as the Mavericks take a 3-2 lead and Podko scores.
Consider, guys. Colton Wright, yep. Number 17.
And pinch hitting for Colton Wright, number 17, Jacob
Pinch hitting
Leal.
For the Mavericks, number 17, Jacob Leal. Right, let's be score.
That one popped up in the foul territory, but out of play inside the batting cages. Some standings from around the WNBL. In the West, Okotoks is in first. Lethbridge is in second. Your Mavericks in third. Edmonton Prospects in fourth. Fort McMurray Giants in fifth. And Brooks in sixth. As a Jacob Leal hits into a double play.
Was that a 5-4-3?
Yeah, I think so.
Mavericks scored 2 runs here in the second inning to take the lead 3-2.
And Mavericks take a 3-2 lead on 2 hits there in the second inning. Going into the top of the third to lead off for the Lethbridge Bulls will be Dylan Flash. You're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back right after this.
Is it Flash or Flash?
F-L-A-S-C-H. I'm going to go Flash. Just to
And
throw it-
Dylan Flash
just to
in
throw
now.
everybody off.
That one popped up. Underneath it is Frank Podkol. And he has it for the first out.
One gone, brings to the plate. The first baseman, number 4, Alex Bishop.
And that brings up first baseman Alex Bishop now. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Scored on his last time on base.
Fine. Is everybody but me today? Sit. Sound of silence. The cone of silence. Shut the door. Cone of silence.
That one swung on.
She just wants the comfy chair.
And the 1-1. Too low. 2-1 now.
I'm pretty getting around. I have been for just think only 4 left. Just for the heat of summer, what more could I push now?
3-1 now to Alex Bishop. That one hit down the right field line, but it's going to be foul. Full count. That one again. Just hit foul. Too early, now too late. Full count again. That one again. Aaron Gardner switching it up on him. Just can't figure it out.
At least the kid was paying attention and he not.
Can't decide which way he wants to go.
Well, he wasn't sure what he was going to do there.
No, like the line.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what line
I know, this one, that one.
And that one finally gets him on base as he has a walk. Bringing up to bat number 30, Jesse Hilliard.
Jesse Hilliard.
He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single.
Are you melting? Not anymore? Is it cool in there? Really?
And that's a ball to Hilliard. What I know here. That breaking ball way inside for ball 2. That one a little too high. 3-0 count. That one in there for the first strike.
Greg said his fastball is like
Not overpowering.
no.
That one's going to be low. And Hilliard's walked. Putting runners at first and second now.
The left fielder, number 12, Brett Simonek.
Bringing up Brett Simonek. As Garner might be feeling it here. Something going on. Doesn't look like he's feeling too well there on the field. It's Coach Michael Thompson coming onto the field.
Blue bug.
I think there might be something going on.
Mavericks jersey. She's wearing a red shirt and he's wearing a Mavericks using the black hat on white sunglasses. That's my wife and kid. One of my kids. No. This is the first mature. He was 7 weeks when he was 9.
Other games going on in the WNBL. In the top of the fourth inning, Oakhills leads
I'm
Brooks
good.
4-2.
I'm not sure about that.
Regina leads Yorkton 2.
And we'll be back here after this
Melville and Weyburn are tied at 1.
almost timeout for Aaron Garner here as he looks like a little under the weather. Maybe a new pitcher coming in for the Mavericks. We'll see right after this break. You're watching Mavericks baseball. Stay tuned. It looks like Aaron Garner was not feeling well, had to come out of the game here and warming up for the Mavericks as they didn't have anybody in the bullpen, and so fresh here. Has to get himself warmed up is going to be Will Zeibel. Stay tuned. We'll be back here soon. And Brett Semenuk up here against Will Zeibel, who was into the game for Aaron Garner.
Ready for a change, just pitching change brought to you by Mr. Lube. Now into the game for the Mavericks. Right-handed reliever number 26, Will Zeibel.
And the 1-0 pitch from Zeibel. On the outside for ball 2. That one in there for a strike. 2-1 now.
Hey, are we doing TJ's Pizza?
We just had 3 pieces up here. Now we do? Okay.
That one swung on for strike 2. 2-2, evening up the count.
Well, you gotta know these things. You are the one that put the script together. Jeez. Are ya? That's where you're up here?
That one fouled off.
Don't sign him up. He missed that foul ball. Don't sign him up. That's all right. Too much buttered popcorn.
That one close, hitting the batter there.
Well,
Gonna make some room for you.
That one grounded to Rowlett at second. As a run comes in, makes this a 3-3 ball game.
the catcher, number 24, Carter Whitbeck. You are actually.
Oh. Not sure how. Arrow? Anything else? 5. Look at you go.
That one hit into left field, and underneath that one is Hoagie. But not before they tie the ball game. It is 3-3 going into the bottom of the third. Due up is number 8, Blake Rowlett. You're watching Mavericks baseball. We'll be back right after this.
Did you want anything to drink to eat?
No, I'm fine.
Starting off for the Mavericks. In the third inning, number 8, Blake Rollins.
That one in there for a strike to Rowlett to lead us off here in the bottom of the third inning.
So two funny things, see? Colton Wright's not catching anymore, and then what's the name of the pitcher? Gardner, right?
I don't know. He just came out in the second. That one hit into deep left field. And it's going to be fair. Rowlett gets himself a stand-up double here to lead us off in the bottom of the third.
Double for Rowlett. Brings to the plate the third baseman, number 31, Chris Caffrey. Not quite where you want to be the plate, but that's all right. Hi. Say hi.
Sean Rudy just tweeted that Aaron Gordon was holding his shoulder in the dugout.
And the 3-1 count now for Chris Caffrey, as that pitch was outside. That one hit into the gap. That's going to move Rowlett to third and Caffrey to first. Runners at the corners now with nobody out.
The designated hitter, number 5, Rock Jordan.
That brings up number 5, Rock Jordan, who is currently 0 for 0 on the day, as he was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. And then was out on the fielder's choice, as he fouls that one off. That's going to be out of play into the concourse. And the 0-1. That one again is the blooper in foul territory.
could sit in there all day. Hey, Taylor. All day. All day, baby. Yes, all day.
And the 0-2. That one in there for strike 3 on the outside. Caught him looking.
Pretty good pitch. I think he was looking at Thomas.
It's perfect because if we need to, we know where you are.
All right, fielder number 1, Chris Rodriguez.
That brings up number 1, Chris Rodriguez. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Hit into a fielder's choice and scored on last time on base. That one, a big cut for strike 1.
Leave these two stranded, boys. A little hit and run goal. He was right on top of that.
You have a double play if you get that move.
Well, as long as it's not a line drive.
Wasn't it that case?
Yeah.
And swung on for strike 3. Catches Rodriguez there. 2 strikeouts now. 3 strikeouts now in the game, sorry, for Wesley Moore. That brings up number 20,
Number 20,
Frank Podkol, hitting in the 8th spot today. He's currently 0 for 0. As of the last time he's seen the pitches, he was walked. Now one on the outside for ball 1. And the 2-0. Swung on, fouled off to the backstop. The 2-1 pitch from Wesley Moore. And Caffrey goes. That one's going to be fouled off into the stands. Looking for the hit and run situation there.
Running the scripted spot before.
That one is going to be a ball, and they're just going to let Caffrey go. Don't want to risk the double steal there.
He was trying to frame that pitch. I thought it was a good pitch.
Full count now with 2 out. And first base open. And Potko keeping himself alive here. Still full count. That one hit into right field, and it's fair. Frank Potko, an 2 RBI double, gives the Mavericks a 5-3 lead.
2 RBI doubles for Potko.
Five to 3 now in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Mavericks.
Jackson Hoagie.
And that brings up Jackson Hoagie, who again is 0 for 0 on the day as he was hit by a pitch last inning. And Moore delivers the 0-0, and that one's in there for strike 1. Yo, 1 from Moore. And Hoagie pops that one up. And that's just going to be foul out of play to the right side.
Again, fans, keep your heads up. Bats and balls can leave the playing field at any time. Keep your eye on the gate. And if you do get a foul ball, take it in to the souvenir shop for Mavericks money. What's that? Snap, crackle, pop.
And the 1-2 now. That one on the outside. It's going to be even up at 2-2. And that one ripped down to the hot corner at third base. That one over the head of the first baseman. And that's going to score Potko on the error.
That's an E5, right? Because it's a throw that he didn't see it at all.
I don't know if that's the third baseman's issue, though.
Well, it is, because he knows it's way over his head, too,
Sure.
right? It's an E somewhere.
I'll give it E5.
Brings to the plate. Top of the order now for the Mavericks. Number 9, David Salguero. There's no way that's a hit, right?
Does Hoagie get the ribby then?
No, it's no hit. It's an error, right? It's an error, right?
But so no ribby.
It's a no ribby, right? So it's an error on the play, and that's when the run scores, right?
And Salguero hits that one.
In trouble.
And just into the gap. And that's going to score Hoagie. It's now a 7-3 lead for the Mavericks.
Wheels are falling off. The shortstop, number 4, Louis Kendra.
That brings up Louis Canjura as the Mavericks have a 7-3 lead here.
the first baseman didn't even move.
He didn't.
He
He thought it was here, I think.
yeah, oh yeah, and that's what I mean. I think that's where the sun threw him off.
Because yeah, I guess he's
So that's a bad. Like right now, it's a bad time.
He's in direct path.
So we should just bat till the sun goes down.
That's right. We're back. Just keep rolling on this inning right now.
Or he should put those sunglasses that are on his head on his face.
Foul ball coming your way.
And the 0-2 here to Kanjura as he steps out. Back in here with 2 out. That one hit. And it looks like it's just going to be played at second for the force out.
A great inning for the Mavericks. They get 4 here and take a 7-3 lead. It looks like we got some action down on the field there, Lex. What do we got? Does he bat?
And due up here in the top of the 4th will be Blake McDonald. The Mavericks now have a 7-3 lead. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stay tuned for the top of the 4th inning.
Top of the 4th inning, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Number 15, Blake McDonald.
And up now, number 15, Blake McDonald. He's
By accident. Kill everything.
Not like I didn't just spend $70,000 to go to media school.
It's different media, okay? It's different media.
Power buttons.
Yeah, but you lean
Those
over,
are hard.
you've bumped into things before a video studio, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have.
Cussed up there.
Did you? Oh, we live? I'll follow. Where's the mic on?
1-0 now.
Like Poncho has this one online.
What's he like? Is he?
Very.
Poncho Parker? Arrogant?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I worked with him for a while. I don't like him.
Percy, you want a licorice?
3-0.
I was driving a guy one night. He was on the radio for whatever reason. And he comes out with, we're talking about taxi driver, he said, it was any monkey behind him.
I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, let's take a look. What happened to him?
Snap, crackle, pop.
That's going to be a walk for Blake McDonald. That brings up number 3, Darius Carter.
The shortstop, number 3, Darius Carter.
Poncho said taxi drivers in the city could put any monkey behind the wheel. We did the staff party. He comes up to my cabin and says, fuck you, it's
Sophomore.
a different monkey. What?
Sean,
People like
he's a
say,
sophomore.
Like, little small ones out. Oh, they not really. You can get donuts outside just like that. Straight inside. Nothing like KJ. That's why I like KJ so much.
Now, KJ's more of a philanthropist, right?
Yeah.
He really is.
Down
Means a lot. Does a lot for the community.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the difference.
He does actually a lot.
I know he does. He's everywhere.
He does a lot.
Even if he wasn't radio, I think he'd still do that just because he's the first week.
That one fouled off. That's going to be out of play again near the batting cages. Right on top of him.
Can we find out what year he was?
Sophomore, yeah, I told him. That one fouled off.
Beaten up by the big poplar.
1-2 now.
Fans, don't forget to get your 50-50 tickets. Ticket sales. Put your hand up, call for 50-50. They'll be around to give you tickets.
That one popped up.
Talk.
Running after it is Kanjura. And he's going to be under it for the first out.
Bottom of the order now for the Lethbridge Bulls. Number 22, Brock Frenzel.
And Brock Frenzel up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. His last time up, just a soft line out to Frank Podkol.
Yeah, but I'd have to do school. Oh, I should have done that for CJC or for my 96. How do you do that?
Yeah,
Let's
You gotta
help
record
him.
your voice.
we can help you.
Dude's got potential,
He
man.
just burped.
You want to be a teacher. You want to be a teacher.
I would love to. Teacher's a good potential. Really good potential.
That's what I'm
They got
taking
8
now
more
because there's no
years.
communications classes at
Teaching?
school.
That's
Because
it.
I'm
8 more
voting
years
on
of being a
now,
teacher.
there's no more.
Literally, I'm gonna
Communications.
jump to sports management.
But as soon as I'm done, I'm just gonna go back. Or I'll switch to communications to a Nevada bigger university. That one in there for the second strike.
Yeah, I can't stand bitch balls here.
Frank. Him with Frank Podkol, I don't know.
Actually, that's not bad to me.
It's not bad. Not so much shit.
That's right. It's not bad.
That one swung on for strike 3.
That's Zybel's first one. First strikeout for Zybel. Brings to the plate. Top of the order, our budget blinds beer batter number 16, Ryan Puwells.
And Ryan Puel's in now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out his last at bat. That one outside for ball 1.
Call John at Budget Blinds to book the best blind date ever in town. Budget Blinds. Sounds a little bit better now. You can see it.
Well, it didn't help that the guy had his sunglasses on top of his hat.
Well, I know. I saw this on Facebook. And this guy would have his hat on backwards. His sunglasses right here, or no, on his belt, and he was doing this. And people circled the hat and the sunglasses. Says, how stupid are you? Turn your hat around the right way, and if you would have had your sunglasses on, you wouldn't be doing this. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Oh, we got
2-0 now for Ryan Pools. That one a little too outside. It's going to be 3-0. Will Zybel throwing 24 pitches up to this point since he's taken over for Aaron Garner. That one in there for the first strike. In there for strike 2. Full count now
Right,
as
fans,
Zybel has worked his
stoppers,
way
a bunch of
back.
balls. Let's put those together. Let's make some noise.
That one ripped right at Will Zybel, just under his glove. The throw from Salguera is not going to be good, as Ryan Pools has himself a RBI single. That brings up number 5, Dylan Flash.
Designated hitter number 5, Dylan Flash.
He's 0 for 2 on the day.
People telling me they're hearing every word online of your guys' conversation.
And Alex Bishop hit by that pitch. And runners are going to be... Sorry, that was Dylan Flash hit by that pitch. Now brings up Alex Bishop.
Number 4, Alex Bishop.
That one on the outside for the ball. That one, nice catch from Jackson Hoagie in foul territory. Had to slide to get that one.
Hoagie with a great catch there in foul territory. These days for the Bulls, they get 1 here, but the Mavericks still have a 7-4 lead.
Leave 2 stranded there. Mavericks still have a 7-4 lead. Due up for the Mavericks is going to be number 17, Jacob Leal. You're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back right after this. And to lead us off here in the bottom of the fourth will be number 17, Jacob Leal.
Number 17 for the Mavericks, Jacob Leal.
And Leal hits that one. That's going to be into left field. And caught out there by Brett Simonuk. That brings up number 8, Blake Rowlett. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a double. Scored on that time on base.
Number 8, Blake Rowlett.
That one's in there for a strike.
I'm trying to pull up and ask for snacks. Well, if you want any snacks.
I'm good.
Person?
That one hit into center field. And under it is Brock Fretzel for the second out.
Number 31, Chris Caffrey.
And the first pitch to Caffrey is up there for a ball.
What are we doing? The golf? I don't know. I'm not sure. Taylor's just sitting.
3-0 now to Chris Caffrey. If you just tuned into this ball game, currently in the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Mavericks lead 7-4. Calls the time with 3-0 count.
That's your cue, baby. That's your cue.
That one hit into center, and underneath it is Frenzel with the hard line drive from Caffrey to end the inning. To lead us off here in the top of the fifth is number 30, Jesse Hilliard. You're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back right after this.
They still have the lead here, 7-4. Oh, looks like we
Yeah, I
have-
don't know if it is with In the top of the 5th here, number 30, Jesse Hilliard to lead us off.
The 4, 5, 6 hitters coming out for the Lethbridge Bulls in the top of the 5th here. Number 30, Jesse Hilliard.
And the first pitch to Hilliard in there for a strike. 0-1 now.
Heads up, folks. Foul ball. Come your way.
Hilliard from Klamath Falls, Oregon, coming to Lethbridge to play his summer ball. That one swung on for strike 3. And Will Zibel's second strikeout.
Brings to the plate for the Bulls. Number 12, Brett Semenek.
That brings number 12, Brett Semenek, to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. In the first inning, he had an RBI single. As he has himself a 1-0 count. That one in there for a strike, evens up the count at 1-1. That's in there for strike 2. Zybel really working here. That one's going to be on the inside. The second ball. That one very close to the strike zone, maybe just a little too low, below the knees. Brings it to a full count. And not in there, as he's going to have himself a walk. And that brings up number 24, Carter Whitbeck. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And Whitbeck, Paulo pops that one up into foul territory.
Again, fans, take those foul balls into the souvenir shop for souvenir money. Good for the concession and the souvenir clothing.
That one's going to be a little low, even up the count at 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch. That's going to hit him. As they have runners at first and second now with only 1 out. That brings up number 15, Blake McDonald. And that's the end of the day for Will Zeibel. It looks like number 29, Justin Semenuk, is going to come into the game now.
No, it's Mavericks money. Yeah, give her the biggest bills, I guess. Ones that fit more that on that, the
And we'll be back right after this pitching change. Stay tuned here as we're still in the top of the fifth, and the Mavericks lead 7-4. That one fouled off as the first pitch from Justin Semenuk. That one fouled straight in and caught by Leal. He has an 0-2 count now.
A house of pain. Jump around.
That one hit into deep outfield, deep infield, shallow outfield, and just a wild throw there from Salguero. But no runners will advance as it takes a hard bounce off of the wall.
No foul committed. Tuesday relieved.
Maybe he was playing the bank off the ball.
Tuesday relieved nothing. Oh, that's going to go somewhere far.
He was playing the bank.
The shortstop, number 3, Darius Carter.
And that brings up Darius Carter with loaded bases. That one ripped down into foul territory. And Jackson Freed there in the bullpen playing it. The 0-1 count with one out. It's going to be in the dirt, but no runners will advance. There's a nice block there by Jacob Leal.
Come on, boys, let's get it out here.
2-2. Get out of here.
That'd be nice too.
That one close, but not doing. That one fouled off as Carter. That one bounces off the plate and right back at him. Evens up the count at 2-2 now with one out and bases loaded.
Get the Mavericks through this.
That one ripped down the left field line. Fair. That's going to score 2. As Carter has himself a double. 2 RBI double for Darius Carter here with 1 out. That makes this a 7-6 lead now for the Mavericks. As that hit by Carter makes it a 1-run game.
Bottom of the order for the Lethbridge Bulls brings to the plate number 22, Brock Frenzel.
And that looks like after only a very short stint for Justin Simonak as he gets no outs. That brings in number 11, Taylor Wilson, the left-handed reliever. We'll be back right after this pitching change. Stay tuned as Mavericks have 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Wilson into pitch now for the Mavericks as his first pitch is in the inside for strike one. Nice breaking ball from Taylor Wilson to Brock Frenzel here, the bottom of the order for the Bulls. And he goes for the bunt on the big curveball. And if he would have let that one go, it would have been a ball.
For the Medicine Hat Mavericks from Keller, Texas. Number 11, Taylor Wilson.
And another breaking ball as he waits on that one. And that's deep, but it's going to be foul. Still an 0-2 count. Maybe trying to make him chase as he goes outside that time. Rick the inside on the first three pitches, bringing it back outside on the fourth there. That one hit into right center field. And Salguero just not able to make the play there at the wall. As the double by Frenzel scores two, it is now an 8-7 ball game for the Lethbridge Bulls. That brings up the top of the order. Number 16, Ryan Powells.
Number 16, Ryan Powells.
That one in there for strike one. Taylor Wilson letting these first two batters see his big curveball. That one hit into center field. Underneath it is Salguero. And he's going to have it for the second out.
The designated hitter, number 5, Dylan Lesh.
Hey, can you get Casey to bring me a big?
And a 1-1 count now to Dylan Flash. And the first base umpire said he went. A 1-2 count now. And the big breaking ball outside, 2-2. Twos across the board. 2 outs. Full count now with 2 outs. Taylor Wilson looking to get himself out of this one. And that's going to be ball 4 as Flash gone with a walk. That brings up number 4, Alex Bishop. He flew out in his last at bat in the 4th inning.
Number 4, Alex Bishop.
He's 1 for 2 on the day. And the 0-0 from Taylor Wilson. And he said he went. Has an 0-1 now. Too low there for ball 1. That one in there for strike 2. As we've hit the 2-hour mark here in the 5th inning. That one outside for ball 2. Evens up the count at 2-2. That one fouled off, keeping himself alive here. And a full count here. And apparently that pitch on the outside did not cross the plate as it loads the bases now for Taylor Wilson. That brings up Jesse Hilliard. As it's his second time around here in the 5th. That first pitch to him, a strike. That one swung on for strike 2. That one is gonna get him at home as Frenzel went, but Leo able to tag the plate before he gets him out.
Bulls get 4 here in the top of the 5th inning to take an 8-7 lead.
And going into the bottom of the 5th, it is now 8-7 for Lethbridge. Rock Jordan due up here in the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Sponsor of the Mavericks.
that brings up Rock Jordan to lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day.
You guys are good still? Right on.
And he slaps down the bunt, turns on the wheels, and he's going to be there. Safe, and Rock Jordan has himself a bunt single to lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th.
Very nicely done.
Just a very nice placement there. Place it to the left of the, I guess to his left, our right of the pitcher. And that brings up Chris Rodriguez.
Right fielder number 1, Chris Rodriguez.
He's 0 for 2 on the day.
I think Jordan stepped on first base.
That's what matters. I thought he got his hand stepped on.
They're both short.
But the guy was up. He was on the ball.
And Chris Rodriguez steps into the batter's box here with nobody out and a runner at first. And they say Rodriguez went around for strike 1. And he checks Jordan at first, but nothing doing. He's back in standing. That one popped up, and it's going to be foul out of play for strike 2.
Every time we done for the 16th with the furniture is gonna be
That one's outside for a ball. 1 and 2 now. That one popped up into foul territory. Chasing after it is Alex Bishop. And I don't think he got that one as it goes into the Bulls' dugout. That one swung on for strike 3. Moore's 4th strikeout of the night. That brings up number 20, Frank Podkol. He's 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI double.
Frank Podkol.
Had 2 RBIs on his last double. Rock Jordan take it off. And they're going to say he's out. Maybe just caught him there.
I didn't see it. I was looking at the steam.
That one swung on for strike 2. And everybody on the Lethbridge team clearing the field for strike 2. And Frank Podkul still alive here with 2 strikes.
That's funny.
Everyone on the Lethbridge team must have thought that steal from Rock Jordan there was a strike, but it was a called ball. Still 1 and 2 count. The 1-2. That one's outside. Evens up the count at 2 and 2. And ball 3 now. Full count for Frank Podkul with 2 out.
There's a lot of places where I can see.
Those two have history. Yeah.
2 games ago this week.
And the full count still. And Podkul rips that one to the shortstop. And he's going to be out on the 6-3 play. Mavericks still trailing the Bulls 8-7 as Jesse Hilliard is due up in the top of the 6th. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stay tuned here. So we'll be back for the top of the 6th.
It's like the longest game ever. This is going to be a 4-hour game.
And the first pitch to Jesse Hilliard here in the top of the 6th is a strike, leading us off. And the second pitch, a big breaking ball for strike 2. Quick work here for Taylor Wilson. That one's hit into left field, and 3 pitches will get him for the first out. As that one caught in left field by Jackson Hoagie.
The catcher, number 24, Carter Whitbeck.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm behind here somewhere.
What should we do? What should we do?
Did I miss an at bat or something? Because I have. Who's pitchers?
What number did you say it was? I have here on that lineup card
Is it Barassa?
Coral.
Coral?
Lewis.
He's number 11 on there.
R-R-A-L.
Okay.
Lewis Coral.
I'll put him in there as the pitcher.
That's what it says on the lineup card.
And in now is Jackson Hoagie. 2 balls and a strike to him. And Lewis Coral pitching for the Lethbridge Bulls now.
For the Lethbridge Bulls on the mound. Right-handed reliever, number 25, Lewis Coral.
That one's popped up to the shortstop. Underneath it is Darius Carter for the first out. And that brings up top of the order, number 9, David Salguero.
Top of the order now for the Mavericks. Number 9, the center fielder, David Salguero.
He's 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. And the 0-0 from Coral.
Have it. Here's mine.
And the 1-0. That one hit to the second baseman. And a nice play to track it over. And they get Salguero at first for the second out. That's going to bring up Louis Canjura. He's 1 for 2 on the day.
Louis Canjura.
This is the 6th inning, right?
Bottom of
Pizza
6.
gets wet? What are we going to do?
And the 0-0. And that one to Canjura is a ball. The 1-0 pitch from Coral. And Canjura takes a cut at that one. Can't get a piece of it. That one low for ball 2. 2-1 now. That one hit to the second baseman. And Powell's throw there, a little bit off. He's going to be charged with an error on the play. That brings up number 17, Jacob Leal.
The catcher, number 17, Jacob Leal.
And Jacob Leal up now with 2 out.
I need your keys, Kim.
That's a good one. And the 1-0 count now to Jacob Leal. And they'll check Kandura first. Has to get a little dirty, but he'll be back in there.
Gotcha. Can you text me that, please?
You got it? Pizza giveaway in 1 hour.
And ball 2 now to Leo. Yes, these chairs lean back pretty far.
You keep going.
And that one popped up, but it's going to be foul. Just missing a fan there.
Keep your eye on the ball.
That one in there for strike 2.
I didn't even hear it hit their glove.
If he doesn't know, he just looks up there and sees what he should call.
And Leo hits that into left center field, into the gap. And Kandura turning on his wheels, rounding third. And that's going to be an RBI double for Jacob Leal to tie this ball game at 8.
RBI double for Leo. Brings to the plate the second baseman, number 8, Blake Rowland.
And Blake Rowland up now. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a double. Let's see what he can do here with 2 outs and a runner at second with this tie ball game.
Over again. Don't blame Kimmy. Look, you can lock it.
See, just push it in.
Gotta push it. Push it. Gotta push it in. This one pushes down in. And the 0-0 pitch now. That one down Broadway. 0-1 now to Rowlett. That one close, but not in there. It's going to be 1-1. And Rowlett hits that one, and that's just a dribbler right past the shortstop. And Leal rounding third, and he's going to score. And the Mavericks will take a 9-8 lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
RBI single. We'll bring to the plate the third baseman, number 31, Chris Caffrey.
That brings up Caffrey. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Looking at some scores from around the WNBL, the Okotoks Dogs have a 10-4 lead in the top of the 8th over the Brooks Bombers. In the top of the 8th, the Swift Current 57s have a 3-2 lead over the Fort Mac Giants. Final score in Melville and Weyburn, 5-3 for Melville. And in the bottom of the 8th, Regina leads Yorkton 12-1. And here in Medicine Hat, your Mavericks have a 9-8 lead. And that second one to Caffrey caught him looking for strike 2. That's outside, maybe trying to catch him on that one, but he has a good eye. 1 and 2. And swung on for strike 3. Chris Caffrey sat down, but not before the Mavericks scored 2 to get a 9-8 lead.
And folks, I think we got some.
To lead us off in the top of the 7th will be Darius Carter. You're watching Mavericks baseball. We'll be back right after this.
What do you guys think? You guys feel like dancing? In the top of the 7th inning, 8-9 hitters. Number 3, Darius Carter.
And Darius Carter up now. As the first pitch to him a little high for ball 1.
Who's the pitcher number 11?
Taylor Wilson. That one hit into center field. That's deep. And Salguero.
Cut off there for a second.
Sorry if you guys were tuned in and the stream cut out. Lost internet connection there for a second. Sorry to anybody who was watching. We lost our internet connection there for a second, but we're back online. As Brock Frenzel has himself a 2-2 count here.
Wish there were 2 in the home column.
That's right.
That hit into shallow center. And rounding third, Darius Carter, but he's going to be held up as a nice throw to the cutoff man. Frank Podkol stops him from advancing.
Top of the order for the Wolves. It's the Bucket Blinds beer batter. Number 16, Orion Powells.
And Ryan Powell steps in, and he's tonight's beer batter. And if he strikes out, $1 off beer for 10 minutes here at Athletic Park. As pitching coach Kyle Swanek comes out for a mound visit with Taylor Wilson.
Folks, let's take some time here and take a look at your Taco Time autograph program section. If you have an autograph by number 29, Justin Semenuk, on the Taco Time ad, you win a free combo meal courtesy of Taco Time at the Medicine Hat Mall or Dunmore Road locations. Bring the winning ad to Brittany in the ticket office to collect your prize.
Did you get your 500 words done?
Well, I mean, actually, yes, I actually did. I've written like 800 words, but I can't use 300 until this game's out. Gotta go. Can't stay.
Sorry.
It's getting closer. Only 20.
And the 0-1 outside. Nice block from Leal.
So what is it, 490?
42950.
Yeah. There's just no way. Based on where we are right now, and I still have to do the layout for the paper in the next hour and 15 minutes.
Good luck.
Nope. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Tomorrow when you
Sure,
can
there's
stay
all-
for
It'd either be me or McCracken one. So,
Later, Sean.
have a good one, guys.
Who types faster?
It's debatable, actually. I don't want to know.
Defensive indifferent offensive.
the ball in the dirt.
Stone base.
Wild pitch.
And nobody out here with a 2-2 count to Ryan Powell's, with runners at third and second base. Or as scorekeeper Garth would like to say it, second and third. That one. That's going to score Darius Carter to tie this game at 9. Sacrifice fly for Powell's.
That wasn't even that deep.
For the first out.
Designated hitter number
Runner at
5.
third now
Flash.
for Dylan Flash. Tie ball game here in the top of the 7th inning.
Rodriguez usually has a pretty good arm, too.
He did. He was way off line.
Short and everything.
Wasn't great.
You know who has a really good arm? Tom Hanks. He can back it up.
No, he flied out. Are you kidding me? No, a fly out is a lot different than a strikeout, Peter. Are you kidding me? You don't know the difference between a
That's the end of the night for Taylor Wilson. Into the game now for the Medicine Hat Mavericks will be number 7, Barry Kane. You're watching Mavericks baseball. Stay tuned for more baseball action in the top of the 7th. Right after this. Barry Kane. And now into the game for the Mavericks, Barry Kane to pitch. Taking over after Taylor Wilson went 1.2 innings.
Was that 4 straight pitches?
No. 5 pitches. 4 balls, 1 strike. Fifth pitch, fourth pitch was a strike. The automatic.
The first baseman, number 4, Alex Bishop.
I hate this program. I gave Barry Kane some pitches of Taylor Wilson's when I put him in the game. I don't know why. There's a way to fix that. I took him out of the game and put him back in the game, like right at this point.
The only good thing about it now is for the work tonight afterwards.
Oh, it's ideas.
Flying to tomorrow night I'd have to.
Hope it touched the ball. No.
Yeah. Oh. Yes,
And he went for strike 3. In this tie ball game.
The right fielder, number 30, Jesse Hilliard.
That one there for strike 1.
it hurt.
Yeah.
He's going down too.
And gets him for strike 3.
Kane gets the strikeout there at the end of the inning for the Bulls. They tie the game up here and scoring 1. Everybody.
And due up in the bottom of the 7th will be Rock Jordan right after the 7th inning stretch. You're watching Mavericks baseball. Tie ball game here in the bottom of the 7th.
Still on here.
Stay tuned.
Take me out to the ball.
Rock Jordan into the game now. And the first pitch to him in there for a strike.
Nice work. Last call for ice cream. Last call for ice cream.
Yeah, I don't know why I gave Eric Hansen McKenna Wilson's pitches. It's not my fault.
Just a reminder, fans, if we'd have children away from the batting cages, please, out of the batting cages area, that'd be great. And keep your kids close to you, parents. Thank you.
And the 0-2 count now to Rock Jordan. That one's outside. 1-2.
Reminder, fans, foul balls on the property of the Mavericks. You get a foul ball to get into the ticket office to receive $2 of Mavericks money, good for concession and souvenir shop.
At 2-2 now from Rock Jordan. And he hits that one into foul territory. Getting alive at 2-2.
There's a great catch. Yeah, maybe turn that in, please, property of the Mavericks. We have to escort you out.
That one hit into the gap. And Rock Jordan has himself a single.
Single for Rock Jordan. Gonna bring him to the plate. The right fielder, number 1, Chris Rodriguez.
Tag up throw.
Make an announcement.
That one. Foul.
Should be no play. Should be almost catcher interference.
Why is that?
Yeah, if it's a fair ball, it's catcher interference. Because he stepped in front of the batter. Just give him the base.
Attendance 10:30.
It's pretty good.
That ball.
Foul ball.
That one popped foul. It's not, sorry, that's going to be a bunt single for Chris Rodriguez after that foul ball.
3 of them come out of the bench.
Runners at first and second now with still nobody out, and that's going to bring up Frank Podkol. He's 1 for 2 on the day with one of the biggest hits of the game,
First baseman number 20.
an RBI, a 2 RBI double
Podkol.
in the third.
He's swinging the bat pretty good. Yeah.
And Frank Podkol with the sacrifice bunt there to advance those 2 runners here with the tie ball game.
Sacrifice bunt by Podkol. Brings to the plate number 18, the left fielder, Jackson Hoagie.
And this looks like it might be the end of the night for Lewis Coral. Looks like it's just going to be a mound visit for Coral. They're going to keep him in the game. And Hoagie steps into the batter's box here for the 4th time tonight. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And that one popped up into foul territory right behind. And that one just foul. It goes off the concrete. And the catcher trying to convince the ump he had it, but most definitely did not. Went off the wall. Very lucky there for Jackson Hoagie. And Hoagie hits that one. That's into left field. And that's gonna right field, and that's gonna drop. And that's gonna score Rock Jordan. And the Mavericks have a 10-9 lead off the RBI single from Jordan or from Hoagie.
Top of the order.
Runners at the corners now, and top of the order with David Salguero,
Number 9, David Salguero.
who's having himself a great night. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. And that's going to be Lewis Coral's night as he went 1.5 innings. And we'll be back right after this Lethbridge pitching change.
What number do you got there?
20-something. And Chris Stadolka into the game for the Lethbridge Bulls here as the Mavericks have a 10-9 lead in the bottom of the 7th. Up to bat now, David Salguero. And a hit and run situation there. Salguero fouls that one off. And Salguero again fouls that one off.
Seeing how I'll start getting my sleep when what's his name gets it. Looks pretty sick of it.
And runners at the corners here with the 0-2 count and 1 out. That one hit into right field. They're going to send Rodriguez, and he'll be there. Sacrifice fly for Salguero makes this an 11-9 game.
Salguero with a sacrifice fly.
Salguero with 3 RBIs tonight now.
Canjura.
And Louis Canjura up, he's 1 for 3 on the day.
Hello? What did you say? A slingshot one up.
Not one on the inside. And Hoagie goes, but they're going to get him at second.
Mavericks score 2 here to take an 11-9 lead after 7 innings.
And due up for...
And it looks like we got some slingshot action going on there. What do we got, Kimmy?
Huh? Why did it send me back to the 7th inning? number 3, Darius Carter. Oh, sorry, I'm back with the audio. Just having a couple issues here with Point Streak, trying to fix those.
Look at the save. Look at the save. So Wilson gets the win. Number 7. Or no, number 11. No. Gary Kane on hold for him. Last batter there. Number, who was in? Barry Keane was the last guy in, right? Barry Keane was the last pitcher. Now it's number 14, right?
Who was that that just batted?
Frenzel, number 9 hitter. Top of the order for the Lethbridge Bulls, number 16, Ryan Puwals.
Ryan Powell's in now.
Fielder's choice. Fielder's choice for Puwals, and Frenzel goes down on a 4-6. The designated hitter number 5, Dylan Flash. One out. Is that working now?
Uh, 2-0 count here to Dylan flashed. Two 1 count now.
No, Sudoku would be
25.
That would be 25. That would be, that was Lewis. Varela. Lewis race again. 5-4. 5-4?
5-4 fielder choice.
2 gone for the Bulls. Brings to late number 4, Alex Bishop.
You come do our job, buddy. And a 1-2 count here to Alex Bishop. And Carr outside. And a full count now with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning.
Hey fans, Bunch of Blinds was giving away those hand clappers, and 6 of them had some special prize numbers on them. So if you take a look inside your hand clappers, and if you are lucky holder of some lucky numbers, text those numbers to Dawn to claim your custom pillow from their Inspired Shade collection. Take a look, there's 6 clappers that have a text number. Text that number to Dawn and claim your prize.
23's got it.
Pinch hitter. Pinch hitter, number 23. Who's that? Dylan Borman.
Okay.
Pinch hitting for the Lethbridge Bulls, number 23, Dylan Borman. Borman goes in the place of who walks there? Bishop, so Borman's here.
And Borman, 1 strike to him here with 2 out. And a 2-1 count now.
The ball game, folks. Mavericks get the win here, 11-9 over the Bulls. Next home game tomorrow night, 7:05 against the Okotoks Dogs.
So you got all the everything that happened first?
Yep. That's the end of the ball game. Your Mavericks win 11-9. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Percy McDonald, and have a good night.